All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 784. I'm your host, EPD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who can't wait to dance on Xbox's grave, Wombat.
I mean, I'm a good dancer.
And you really have held a grudge against Xbox since Major Nelson left under certain mysterious circumstances.
And started his own Midwestern Christian fundamentalist game company. Yeah.
No, is that what happened? That's not what happened, is it?
No, I don't know. He started a game company.
Oh, did he?
Based
okay.
Based in the Midwest. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I had no idea.
I didn't know it was the Christian fundamentalist thing is just me projecting.
That's weird. Okay.
I should say allegedly Christian fundamentalist.
I don't know. I'm just saying, ever since Major Nelson left, things just went downhill.
But you can say the same thing with Fortnite and Donald Mustard. There's lots of people who left prominent jobs in prominent companies where things just aren't the same. But you can also point to the, things at Microsoft just haven't been the same since they laid off 1,000 people. That's also like a thing. You could point to that too.
I blame capitalism.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. That's it. It's too much gaming for right off the bat, but we'll get to all the crazy Xbox news. That's, I guess, coming next week. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about that.
That'll be next week's.
Yeah, next week's show.
Guess,
next week's show is going to be like a hell of a show. Unfortunately, we only have this week.
Are we going to wear black armbands?
I usually do. So why should that be any different?
No, you don't. That's a lie. Anyway, what's been going on? Anything interesting?
My week has sucked real hard. So I'm looking forward to doing this show to forget that my week has been terrible. So let's just we'll move forward. We're moving forward. Yeah.
Thanks, Tim.
I hope everything gets better, Wombat.
Yeah. I've been dealing with some pipe issues and broken kitchen appliances, and it's like everything's just like falling apart at once.
Wait, did you catch Shipwreck's pipe disease?
I may have. So
it's transmissionable through Zoom, I think.
Yeah, I have a guy coming tomorrow to take. He's doing as Shipwreck described before the show. Yeah, he's checking out my pipes. He's doing a colonoscopy of my plumbing system with cameras.
Nice cameras.
Yeah, the problem is I have been having to drink the liquid all night, and I hate that.
What do they think's wrong with the pipes?
Now, there's a tree on the outside of my house where the roots have grown into the pipe.
Yeah,
not an inside tree, an outside tree.
An outside tree, yeah. So outside tree, outside pipe, root and pipe.
He has a really big plant in his living room. It's out of control.
Sometimes they can just shave it out. Other times they have to remove pipe. So
plantoscopy.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping for the best.
I bet it's gonna be great.
I already had to have them come and flush out. We had basement flooding earlier this week. I already had to have a guy come and do a pipe cleaning so I could use my toilet again. The good news is I could use my toilet again.
Thank God. The bucket was getting full, right?
Exactly. We did not want to have to use a bucket outside. And then tonight I go to make my daughter dinner, and the convection oven was broken. Our nice, expensive convection oven had an error message on the screen because it's got a digital screen, and it just said user error 0. And I'm like, what does that mean? So I Google it, the oven brand with the error code, and there's this whole Reddit, all these Reddit pages of people. I got this error. What does it mean? And everyone the same comment. It means it's time to throw it away.
These things they don't cost that much, and I don't know. How long do you expect them to last? Really?
Well, that's just it. It did last about 4 years.
That's you had the Ninja, that really big. It was a big square, right?
The big square Ninja 8-in-1, I think they call it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was probably less than $200.
It was on sale at Target this week, and they had one left in my store.
So you already replaced it with the same one?
So I already replaced it with the same one. We had to go outside. I had to make my daughter dinner. She can't just starve.
Do they have any main water pipes at Target?
Exactly. I wish with the coupons.
Right.
Yeah.
Get your red card savings.
Mm-hmm.
How much does that oven cost?
It's normally like 250 to 300, and we got it for what was it, like 150?
Yeah,
maybe
once you're
less.
like, I guess they don't last too
Mm.
long. My
Yeah,
Ninja, I had a
once you cut
Ninja
those
one too.
coupons, I mean,
Yeah. I'm not.
I've got one
Yeah.
of those too.
I'm less
Died.
upset about that as I am the whole plumbing situation.
Right.
That's just like frosting on a shit cake.
That's a pleasant distraction, actually. Thank God your oven broke.
As my friend said, as I was on the phone with him earlier, I go, well, we're baking cookies to test the oven. He goes, look on the bright side, you got cookies.
Right.
So,
You just got them.
So that's like your main oven?
we use it as sort of our main oven. Depends on what we're making, but yeah, we use it for most of like our HelloFresh vegetables and stuff like that. Yeah, that's gonna be the oven for making chicken nuggets, because also our air fryer. So for making chicken nuggets and French fries, yeah, that's what we're gonna use.
I've never air fried anything.
It's a scam.
Okay.
It's not, but it's not.
It's not frying. Right.
Yeah.
It's just a name
it's not
for something. It's a
frying,
name
but
for
it's-
blowing
it's-
hot air on something.
Yeah, but it's not a scam. It does what it does. The food comes out as advertised, but it is not.
But it's not gonna fool anybody like that you fried, It's actually not fried.
Yeah.
It's like the auto drive on the Teslas,
You know what
like,
it does? It makes chicken nuggets in
kind
a
of
way.
works.
It makes chicken nuggets in a way that my daughter will eat them, so I
Right.
have to get another one,
Right.
and that's
Sure.
all that matters.
Right. Oh shit, when my Ninja, I had the one that flips up, and when that one died, I went on Amazon and they had like a refurbished one for, I was like 150 or something, 130. Comes
Yeah,
the
I think
next
I got
day.
mine for like 40. I got the flip version for like 40 at the
What?
local auction.
Oh,
site.
that's not even real. That was set up by aliens to
It's got
test
like a
us.
dent in the top of it, but it works fine.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's gonna
no,
get-
I got my big one, and it works well. And now it's like nice and clean and shiny. And
Right. It's an upside. Right. Yeah. I went through the
Did
same
I tell
thing.
you about the newest addition to the local auction sites?
No, what's the newest edition?
So these are the auction sites where they're like set up with warehouses, right? Like you it's all online.
And it's only for people in Ohio.
Well, no, there's other ones around, because these
Oh.
are all like, they're people who buy all, or I don't know, they buy like the wholesale stuff that like Target like returns from like Amazon and
Right,
like
okay.
all these big like all the returns that Amazon's like, I don't want to deal with this. Like they buy it cheap and then they put it up for auction on these sites. But the latest thing that they have going now is like, they're not even like going like to put this stuff up on auction. Some of this stuff, they just throw it in big bins.
Oh, I have one of those stores by me.
They just throw it in big bins and
And you
it's in
just
the
show up?
warehouse, and it just like gets cheaper, I think, like every day of the week.
Yeah,
Like,
no, yeah, they have
start
the
out and they're
same
like,
store.
Here's the bin of crap to go through.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of it?
Have you gone and done that yet? I have not experienced this yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of crap shows up in these bins.
I honestly, it's literally 3 minutes from my house.
What's it called?
Maybe 5. I don't know the name of it. It's called like Day Savings or something like that.
Is it
it's
returns
gotta-
of stuff though, or is it just like
It's all that garbage. And one of the days everything is $10, and then there's another day it's like it goes 10, then like 7, then 5, 3, and there's a day of the week where everything's $1.
yep.
I went one time with Elliot because we were just out of morbid curiosity. We walked in. It's exactly like you said. It's a giant empty thing. Like there's no walls, and there are just these troughs of garbage, and people sifting through the troughs of garbage.
Right. You threw
find
Elliot into one of them and said, "Have fun. I'll be back in a half hour."
and we walked in. We did like a loop around and walked out, and we both looked at each other and said, "We're never coming back here again."
But
And that
are
was
the
end of
items
it.
all priced individually, or it's just like done by weight?
no, it's
or
just
something?
No,
like
it's done by the day. If you
Somebody-
go there
yeah.
on the dollar day, every item is $1. So you go, you hand them 5 items, you pay $5 and leave. If you go on
Okay.
$10 day and you find something you like, you're paying $10 for it.
Old Man Noob in the chat says places called Black Fridays and Binge are the two of these.
Yeah, we
liked
have
by
some
him.
other stores around us too that are like, this is their main thing. I think Black Fridays. I think we have those as well here. I've never got inside of them, but
it was very controversial when it opened because people didn't want it in our town. They're like, it's
Too
going to bring a
shitty?
bad element. Yeah, it's like too shitty because it's
But-
technically over the border into the next town, but it's like right on the line. So they couldn't do anything about it. And yeah, they're really not happy about it still. Like,
But don't you have
people-
like a Five Below in your town or something
Yeah,
nearby?
well, no. Five Below is like Saks Fifth Avenue by
Are
comparison.
you sure? Because
Uh-huh.
the Five Below that I went into a Five Below near me, and it's like the fluorescent lighting is just so horrible in there. You can't even. It's like not even meant for people to be in there. I feel like it's just,
Five Below is a dream palace by comparison. Five Below, because at Five Below, you know what you're getting. You're getting like, oh, I need a new phone charging cord. I'll go in here. I'll spend my $3.
that's gonna
and
break
leave.
after 3
Yeah,
months.
it's fine.
I need
It's
I need
fine.
a $5 anime T-shirt that's gonna feel like I'm rubbing sandpaper all over my body.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. That's Five Below. Five Below is fine. This is literally like, oh, here's some broken garbage. Here's a broken radio for $1. You want this broken radio for $1?
Maybe.
Yeah. So it's
Okay,
really
all right.
weird.
I'm
And
looking
again,
forward to seeing how these bins are at my auction.
you go
house.
to yours and see.
It's
Yeah,
a
because
different
mine
experience.
is.
Like I feel like it's just
bad.
like I'm not going to go there specifically for that, but it'll be like if it's pickup day and I've like bought something and I go in, then I'm gonna browse and shuffle through the bins of stuff.
You'll have a great
At a
time.
bonus, I will have a great time. I'm sure of it.
That's your thing. You could find
I
like
feel
half a fucking shipwreck in there.
But I don't think it's like I would not go into the stores that were just these bins though. Like
Yeah,
I feel
I
like I'm
don't-
just gonna be like disappointed. Like this is just
You're going to be
this is just gonna be
disappointed.
crap.
The
Like,
big disappointment for us is that it used to be the AC Moore, and we loved that store, and then those all went out of
I
business.
don't even know what that is.
I don't know.
It's
what
like
that is.
Michael's, like a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby.
Oh, okay.
But this was
Not fundamentally Christian enough.
yeah, and it was so close to the house, and like, oh, we could go get all our crafts in 5 minutes away.
What kind of crafts are going on there? What kind of crafting?
Oh my! Have you
So-
met my child?
Oh,
Have
she's-
you met Sabrina?
Right. I have.
Crafting is like, she gets upset when she runs out of clay.
Right. Well, that's-
You know, she has statues to build and paintings to draw.
Shit.
And yeah, she does it. She just does it for fun. I don't understand it.
that's good. Better than like scrolling through Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Did I ever show you her like Lovecraftian pencil holder that she made? One of these
Don't think
days,
so.
remind me. I'll bring it on the air, and
All right.
everyone can gander at that crazy thing she makes.
Is there room in there with all those pops?
Maybe, maybe not.
You can't move. You can just hold
No.
it up.
Mm-mm.
What else is going on? I had something happen to me at Orange Theory that never happened before in the, I don't know, 5 years I've been going there.
I was looking forward to this story. Please go on.
This guy next to me, I had to go in the late afternoon because I was just too busy or something. And
Or something.
I don't know. Cat could be, that doesn't sound right. I don't know.
No, it
Maybe there was
doesn't.
like a flash flood or something. I don't know. Anyway, so the class was really crowded, and the guy next to me, it was a guy next to me. Usually it's a woman. The guy, he was like very fit. And I noticed like right away during the rowing warm up that he was like a pretty good rower. Like he knew, at least he knew what he was doing, unlike 90% of the people in the class. Anyway, we're going through the whole class, and there's a bunch of rowing in the class. You basically have to go do a 300-meter row, do a bunch of like fucking weightlifting shit, come back, do a 200-meter row, weightlifting shit, and 100-meter row. When we got to the 100-meter row, we're on the rower at the same time together, and he turns to me and he goes, how fast can you do the 100-meter row? I'm like, I don't know, it's probably pretty good. And he's like, you want to race? Like, no one even ever talked to me in the middle of class before, and this guy wants to fucking race. So I was like, yeah, sure. So, the 100 meters I'm pretty good at 100 meters because you don't need to be that fit to do it because it's over fast. Anyway, I beat his ass by like 0.2 seconds or something.
What was your time? I'll tell you what my time was on the 100-meter.
Oh, it was
because I
like,
did that same class.
oh, okay. It was like 13.4. maybe.
You want to know what mine was by comparison,
Sure.
in case you're wondering?
Sure.
Wait, guess. What was my 100-meter? And again, I'm also like you, the end of a tough class, and I am a shorter, fatter man.
I'm going to say if I did it in 13 and a half, you did it in 27.
20.
20. Wow.
20.
Look at this guy. Nice.
Did it in 20 seconds. Do you know when I first went to class and I had to do a 100-meter row for the first time in the first class I ever took? It took me like 45 seconds.
Right. I do remember that actually.
Yeah.
And I thought,
So
oh boy.
I cut that time down to like a normal time.
That's
like what
awesome.
a normal person would do. And I feel very happy about myself.
That's great. That's great.
Not that your time isn't good too. Your time is also very good.
Thank you. I could have done better actually. I was nervous because like we were both like,
Someone said, yeah, want a race. And I also would be like, what?
right. Like usually like the rule is don't talk. Don't make eye contact. Don't talk. Anyway, I just want everybody to know that I held it down for the people. Thank you.
Nice.
For the old talk.
I have I'm going to class tomorrow morning. New coach day. So we'll see how that goes.
I feel like, and then he made a comment like I wish, like a height comment, because like tall people have an advantage with rowing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, I wish I was tall. Like, so much better if you're tall.
And then was he like, have you ever used the showers here?
Was his name Skilo?
No, I feel like the shorter people, I don't know, they're always looking to like take down a tall person. Whether like when they get drunk, they want to fight a tall person. And when they're fit, they want to like show that they're stronger and faster than the tall person.
These are all things I've never tried to do.
Not you, but short people who like are trying to compensate by going to the gym and a lot, or by drinking a lot of alcohol and getting shit faced. Anyway, I held it together for the tall people.
I don't do either of those things, for the record, and I'm a pretty short dude.
You're the shining example that we need in this country, because these other guys, they're a little annoying.
I'm the perfect short guy.
Anyway, like being tall is a disadvantage for every other you are the perfect short guy. Being tall is a disadvantage for I think everything else in the gym except for the rowing machine. I'm pretty sure about that. So he can, be happy knowing that. And so can you, Wombat.
Thanks.
All right, should we do some show feedback?
Sure. There's some brief things here.
Okay.
John Blatt 8032 had to say, Wombat making a joke about Gwen snapping was super hilarious and totally funny. And then he ends it with some sarcastic faces. I guess, I understand like if it was like a real person and I made fun of an actual human being that died.
Right.
But a fictional character that's never existed in any reality.
How could you?
He's really like, you think he's.
I think this is someone who's
making light of this, or just that it wasn't funny.
I think he's legitimately upset that I made light of a fictional character's death.
You might be reading too much into it, or it could be a little of both. It doesn't have to be one.
Yeah, both could be right.
Sure.
But I think he needs to clarify, because really, I think if that's what he's doing, you kind of need to like.
We did watch that. We did watch Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, okay. How did that go?
And it went fine. The kids were like, "Oh, she died." So I'm just raising kids who have no feelings whatsoever.
So that happened.
Sure not mine.
That's just like me, really. What?
That's the Andrew Garfield one.
Yeah,
the second Andrew Garfield one.
Right. So I think is that the one with Jamie Foxx?
Yes, that's the one with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, I didn't see that
one. It is not terrible, really. It is not the worst out of all these Spider-Man movies.
I saw parts of it.
That's the one.
It was kind of terrible.
That's the one with the weird subway laboratory, right?
That is the one with the like. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I'll roll with it. I mean, we're talking like this guy's made out of electricity. I guess Peter Parker's dad could have a subway laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I think what is at least interesting about that one is that they tried to do some unique stuff with the storylines, right? Like it wasn't just like, here's the same Spider-Man story again. But we watched that, and then we watched the No Way Home.
No Way Home. Okay. They had already seen Homecoming and
yeah. We'd gotten through those two, and then we had to watch these 5 other Spider-Man movies so they could watch
No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Did
which they enjoyed. They liked it.
Okay.
Although Although my son, like when Tobey Maguire was on the screen one time, the first time, he's like, "Who is that?" Because he's like, I don't
He's
know, 20.
older.
He's 20 years older than the last time he
Right.
saw him. He got it after that though.
Nice.
It was good. So now we're back to the main MCU timeline. We're catching up there. From there, we skipped over the Eternals.
What?
Yeah, you could do that.
Oh, Kumail. I just saw some clip today on like, I don't know, some social media. He was being interviewed on a podcast and talking about how he really
It's
likes
just tough because it's
Eternals.
like the Eternals. It's just like my kids really don't like. They're not like clamoring to see it either because they have no idea who these characters are. Just like every other human being in the universe.
Right.
And they've done nothing else with it, so you don't even need to see it to know what's going on.
They never will.
They never brought it back. Those characters are never going to be seen again. It introduced more interesting characters that had small parts than the actual Eternals itself.
I feel if that movie was like an hour and 45 minutes, more people would have seen it. Like, why do you need to make these movies so fucking long?
A lot of people saw it. I don't think that was the problem with Eternals. The problem is that it just wasn't that good.
Well, Kumail got jacked from it.
I know.
Well, not from doing it, but from his hard work. But so he could look buff in the movie. That's worth it.
Yep.
What else we got?
This is in reference to you becoming the new assistant tree manager. Mr.
Alternate tree commissioner. Please use the proper terminology.
Sorry. Do you get to call Batman when there's a crime?
I still don't know what my role is or anything, but I guess when the signal goes up, I'll figure it out.
Mr. B15 though thinks that you need to run for mayor.
I don't think so.
I think you should. I think you are the perfect candidate for the mayor of your town.
Probably not, actually, because when they Google me and they see all these jerky shows that I've done over the last fucking 20 years, everyone's going to be shaking their head. No. But the other day, one of my neighbors came to my door because the mayor asked him to run for like the board of the trustees, board of trustees, which is obviously a lot higher than alternate tree commissioner. So now I'm not feeling that great about the mayor submitting my name for alternate tree commissioner because my neighbor is like
you make
board
it
of
sound
trustees.
You make it sound like you live in the town from Newhart when you talk about these things. Like the mayor came by. The mayor is also the runs the general store.
I got passed over. That's all I'm saying.
It's also the doctor. And the town judge.
Lawyer. There is a lawyer. There's a lawyer. There's a town lawyer. I met him at the swearing in. Anyway, so I was jealous. I signed, he was looking for signatures, my neighbor, because he needs a certain number of signatures, I guess, to be, I don't know. I just signed it.
Did you ask him what his stance on abortion is before he signed the paper?
No, but he asked me what. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. No, I didn't ask him that. I'm assuming, I don't know. I'm assuming he's liberal.
I don't know.
I don't think it matters because he's really only concerned with, I don't know, when the garbage is being picked up and stuff like that.
Literally nothing.
Right. Shall we do Watch This, Jerks?
Yes, I think we're up to that.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about this review from Shipwreck.
Oh, the whole Shipwreck family went to see Beetlejuice the musical. So that
Beetlejuice?
Yes.
Stop
Beetlejuice.
Stop it.
That's a fun musical. Have you guys seen that? You live in the land of musicals before they get to the Midwest.
I want to say my daughter saw it on Broadway. I don't know if she saw it with friends or if she saw it with my wife.
Ty, okay. I think Ty saw. Is there a filmed version of this?
There's a movie, Beetlejuice.
No, yeah, I know. I'm very familiar with that one. Yeah, I've seen it about 700 times. That's why I'm sort of not that excited about seeing the musical because
it's much...
I don't know. I heard it's a fun day-o out.
Oh, stop it.
There's a lot of differences between the movie and the musical.
See, right? I don't know if I would like that.
I mean, it's the same basic premise, right? There's the house, there's the same characters, there's the trying to get them to scare the new people out of the house, all that stuff. But there's more singing. It's
Yeah, I figured there would be more singing, but I don't know if that really changes the the story, or like, is that really just the difference? There's just more songs.
There's more songs. The cast is more diverse. I don't know. It's
Beetlejuice is not as good as Michael Keaton.
No,
Come
not as
on.
good as Michael Keaton.
Right.
Yeah, correct. But he sings more.
Mhm.
I don't know. The kids enjoyed it. Like,
Okay.
it was a little bit like there is some like it's recommended for 13 and older, but
Uh-huh.
again, like, I don't know. Like, our
Beetlejuice
kids
is wild.
exposed to things.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Did people look at you funny? Like, oh, they brought these young kids.
no. I mean, they're selling like stuffed sandworms and stuff at the we came home with stuffed sandworms.
Isn't this the
at
show
the
that
merchandise.
fucking the congresswoman jerked off her date they're watching? I'm pretty sure.
I think so. Yeah.
Pretty sure it was Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could get that. Yeah.
Hand job.
Right. There's a point in the show where they encourage that.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. They play that song?
They did.
I love that song.
They did. It's really good.
Yeah. Danny
Yeah,
Elfman.
the
is
set's
best.
fun.
Yes.
I don't know. It's a fun time. It's about death. Some of the songs are pretty good. Well, there's
Okay.
one song that was not good, but all the rest of the songs,
That's a good
Pretty good.
ratio.
yeah.
One
Okay.
bad song is pretty good. Speaking of one bad song,
What?
I watched the Greatest Night in Pop documentary on Netflix. Did anyone else watch that? I feel like that's right up ships.
I don't know what this is.
So We Are the World documentary.
This is the documentary about the
Oh.
making of the recording of We Are the World. It's
I'll watch
very
it.
good.
I'll watch it.
There's some really good stuff in there. It's amazing how that they got all of these people in one room together. I think that's fair to say. They finally explained why Dan Aykroyd was there, because the guy who set it up was also his manager. So they just started by bringing in that guy's clients because they didn't know who would show up. It was Lionel Richie's manager, and Lionel Richie came up with the idea together. That's where it came from. And then Lionel Richie was hosting the American Music Awards that night.
Uh-huh.
So it was basically, they were like, okay, these are the people that are going to be at the American Music Awards. Let's ask all of them if they'll do it. And whoever says yes, then we'll say great. And we'll shuttle them over to a studio right after. So
Got
they
it.
went from the American Music Awards, which started at like 3:00 in the afternoon, and they didn't finish until like 8 a.m. the next day. And they did
That's
it
a
all in the
long day.
one night. It is a long day. And you see it in some people. Some people get more tired than others.
Yep.
It's pretty cool to watch. All the stuff about Prince, who, as you may be aware, is not part of We Are the World. And they talk about how that happened and the part that they wrote for Prince. And someone else sings Prince's part. I don't want to spoil it for you because
Let me guess, you didn't want to fucking stand there for 12 hours?
No, that wasn't it.
Oh,
That wasn't it. No.
you wanted
it
to.
was-
Nothing.
Yeah.
Wanted a big orgy with everyone there.
It's really good. It's really interesting, especially if you know all the people and the song. And
I know all the people.
you know
I know
all the
the
people in
songs.
the song. Yeah.
I
live
know
there.
as well. Yeah.
And and it's a reason to do the We Are the World challenge with your kids. Have you ever done
Can
that?
we agree that the song is not great though?
No, the song is not that great. No,
Is it better than Hands Across America?
it is better than Hands Across America.
I don't know.
The real debate is it better than Do They Know It's Christmas?
No,
No.
there's no debate there.
Wow.
No. There's no-
Wow.
That's
Right.
Jeez.
That's
I
number
offended
one,
both of
and the
you.
other ones are like numbers tied for 80th.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I could still that's still in rotation. Do They Know Christmas can still come up in rotation. I'm like, all right, I'll listen to this in the appropriate context. But
Was that
because
Farm Aid?
if I
What? Do they know?
No,
No,
Live.
that's-
What's that one
Live
from?
Live Aid.
Live
That's the
Aid.
first.
Live Aid.
That was first.
Right.
Do They Know It's Christmas was first, and then We Are the World was second. Bob Geldof was part of We Are the World because they were like, well, if we're gonna do this, I guess we should invite him here too.
Right.
But
Nice.
yeah.
All right. So that's on Netflix, right?
That is on Netflix. It's not too long. It's just the one episode movie thing. Although I could have watched more about it, but yeah. No, I thought it was really good.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Netflix, we watched this comedian Ronnie Chieng. He's got a couple Netflix specials on there, and I saw he was playing at Radio City Music Hall, so I bought tickets for that, and it's tomorrow, and we're going with the whole family. And I was very surprised that the prices were so reasonable. Like, how much do you think it costs for like 7th row to see, or maybe 8th row to see Ronnie Chieng at Radio City Music Hall?
$125 a ticket.
It was $100, and that included everything: tax and fee, whatever ridiculous fees or stacked. It's mostly fucking tax and fees. It's probably like $60 for the ticket and $40 for the rest. Anyway, I'm excited for that because he's very funny.
That should be fun.
And I'm excited to see if Ty likes it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'll inspire him.
He's good on The Daily Show, too.
Yes.
Wait, are you inspired Ty to be a stand-up comedian?
I don't know. Do something.
Is that the hope?
Yeah, do something.
All right.
Well, I don't know. He's like, he does drama and stuff at school. He's into that shit. Not like me. TV. Like I saw you put this on here, Wombat, which is good because I wanted to put this.
I didn't put that on here.
Oh, I put this on there then, like a while ago, and then forgot about it.
You put it on.
We talked a couple weeks ago about the George Carlin AI comedy podcast. Well, they're getting sued by the Carlin estate, but as after the lawsuit was announced, the New York Times wrote an article about it, and in the article they confirm what Wombat and I had said on the show, that indeed it was not written by AI. It was written by one of the guys, Chad. What's his name?
I forget. Yeah,
Chad. Written by Chad. And I guess obviously the voice is like an AI clone of George Carlin.
Yeah, so it's an AI voice, but it's just a script written by human beings.
Right, just one human being.
One human being.
And we talked about it, even how like the guy, even during one of the episodes of the show, he tells you like basically how he did it, wink, wink. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I noticed they took they took it down, like the dudesy guys took the show down, so it's not on YouTube anymore. And so now they're being sued. But they didn't I feel like it's kind of a disingenuous lawsuit. And like if Wombat and I figured out it was not really written by AI and we are just fucking two guys who spent like just a short amount of time listening to it, the lawyers like probably knew it was probably written by a guy too, or just didn't give a shit and just said, fucking sue him just to get the money. Like they're getting paid. The lawyers are getting paid either way. But it's just like they didn't do much due diligence, obviously, because we're not lawyers and we figured it out. We cracked the code. Anyway, what are you watching, Wombat or Shipwreck?
No, the 3rd season of Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe.
Yes.
It's also on Netflix.
Yes.
That's a nice brisk 5 episodes, 20 minutes each series. So it actually took me longer than you might think to burn through it. But it was good. I actually like this season maybe the most of the 3. This one is called Masters of the Universe Revolution. Which is a different name than the other one. I already forgot what the other one was called. It was like something else with an R, but it wasn't
another R word.
Revelations.
Another R.
Revelations. I think.
I
tried to watch this one. I didn't even know it was like a 3rd season or whatever. I thought,
I thought this was something new.
Yeah, and I watched it, and the first 2 minutes they start talking about all this shit. I'm like, oh, I've missed so much. I don't know who any of these people are.
Yeah, no, if you didn't watch the other 2 seasons, you'll be like, I have no idea what's going on.
I don't know who these people are. Are they new He-Man people?
I mean, it's the same. No, it's the same He-Man.
No, people were. They talked about people who were like dead or something.
But like there are people that are dead, like characters that you would know who are dead, and other characters who have
That's important in these,
changed roles.
In these shows.
Yeah, like what's going on with Tila? Why is Tila over there and not over there? And what's going on with Duncan?
She's a snake lady. Is she a snake lady?
She is a snake lady. Yes.
Okay, I know all the beats. I haven't watched any of this, but I know my lore.
Tila, yeah. They had to make Tila the snake lady, and you know who King Randor is. I don't have to tell you.
I don't.
And
Yeah.
you know who Keldar is.
Of course, I know who Keldar is.
Yeah. So there's a lot of Keldar in this.
There was a bony guy who
Cool.
wasn't Skeletor, and I was like,
That's
"Uh-oh."
well, or is he?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's like reloaded Skeletor.
Yeah. There's a lot of like.
I don't want
weird-
reloaded Skeletor. I
Well,
want
no.
Skeletor.
Or did you see? Or are you thinking of Hordak? Hordak's in this too.
What'd you call me?
Hordak. You got Hordak. You got Grizzlar. You got the guy with the eyes that
I'm not
go
watching
glowing.
that.
Mantenna?
Mantenna. Thank you. I could remember his name.
How can
And
you
I
not
had a
remember
Mantenna. I had a Mantenna. You got Spout Snout is in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, what's his Six
is
Gun? Was that
ridiculous.
his name? The guy with the guns that popped out of his chest, or was it something like that?
Gun
The guy that
chest.
looks like Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, it's some cool stuff. It's
I don't
got
think that
some
was
fun Easter
six-
eggs.
I don't think that's
Was
his
that
name,
his?
right?
I don't think that's his name either.
It doesn't
but,
sound
yeah.
right at all to me.
No, it's too GI Joey.
I've been watching a
GI
lot of
Joe
stuff.
esque.
Isn't it?
Uh,
What is that guy's name?
I forgot.
Chest.
Rio Blast. Rio Blast is definitely that guy's name.
Rio?
Blast.
Yeah, Rio Blast.
Rio.
He's got
Blast.
his chest opens up and there's more guns inside.
Yeah. Yep.
Who would
I kept-
win in Masters of the Universe trivia battle? You or
I'll
Wombat?
probably ship. I'm not gonna say I know
feel like
everything.
I feel like giving me like at least 30 seconds to come up with a He-Man character name. I could get them probably all.
You can get them. Do you think
Yeah.
there's what type of trivia do you think would be the most competitive between you two? Like 80s music?
Maybe.
Maybe Wombat might win out there. It depends on like if you got down to individual band members on 80s.
Yeah, and as long
bands.
and I've I had COVID twice, so my memory's not what it used to be.
Oh, okay.
So
Just-
I don't want to stake too high a claim on anything these days.
I know. Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Give your brain a chance to regenerate.
Yeah.
I think that's how it
Yeah.
works.
Doesn't mean it wouldn't be fun.
Right,
I'm
I was just
saying,
curious.
I don't want to. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna
Spider-Man? Who knows more about Spider-Man?
I don't know.
I don't know.
See, that's a good
Probably-
one.
Yeah, that's a tough one because
Mhm.
I feel like I know a
but-
decent amount, but I feel like Wombat knows some pretty obscure stuff that would be like Spider-Man adjacent that might leak into it.
Interesting. I got to think about that.
All those big wheel fun facts.
We may have to make a
Everyone's
trivia
favorite
game.
Spider-Man villain, Big Wheel.
Big wheel. Yeah.
All right. Don't show off now. Save it for the game. It doesn't exist. I've been watching a bunch of shows. Hey, first of all, did you know that Amazon Video now has ads? And you can pay.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, but you can pay $3 a month, I think, to get rid of the ads, which is, what you know.
The prime deal right there.
Yeah, I liked when I didn't have to pay to
Womp.
get rid of the ads, but I'm gonna pay to get rid of the ads, and I did.
Yeah.
I'm watching
What
a
are
few.
the ads for? Or you don't know? You paid?
I paid immediately as soon as the ad came on. I was like, "What the fuck is happening? Get this shit off as soon as possible." But they have some good shows that we've been watching. One of them is Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That's the like.
The
Remember that?
Donald Glover, Maya Erskine show. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like the remake of the Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie movie, but it's a series now. And it's sort of like, it's not like the movie where like it's very glamorous. Like these are two sort of like lonely people coming together to take a job, and there's no like playful, that movie was like stupid, right? Like it was pretty dumb. Like there's always like this like
They
battle
were actually
between the
married
two
in
of
the
them.
movie, though, right? Weren't they married?
They were married in the movie, yes.
They were actual husband and wife.
Yeah,
in
they
the
were
movie.
actual husband and wife.
In this one, they're just pretending to be husband and wife, and they're like they're secret contractors. They're not like CIA people. They're like CIA rejects, basically, doing private contract work. And we watched like 4 episodes, I think, and 3 or 4 episodes, and it's really well done, actually. It's funny. Like the acting is good. It's parts of it a little unbelievable, but overall, like, what's that?
I think it's supposed to be.
Yeah. It's fun. It's got a nice mix of everything. And one thing that Mrs. Chibi noted was it's nice that they have like an Asian woman or Japanese American woman as the lead, and like it has nothing to do with the story. Like she's doesn't speak Japanese. She doesn't nothing like there's no connection. It's just she's a like a secret shitty secret agent. Which
did you ever watch Pen 13?
Pen 15.
15?
Yes, it's hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah, she's the star of that.
Wombat. That's how you can remember.
I'm like, in my head, I'm like, was it a 3 or a 5? Because both would kind of work. You haven't seen my penis.
Anyway, thank you. I'm thankful for that.
So yeah, we can definitely recommend Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and what's his name? Donald Glover's character is good. You know, they're believable. Like, are
you excited about his taking over the Lando sequel movie? He's got full control over it.
Nice.
There's Lando sequel movie. They made a first Lando movie.
Well, the first solo movie. He was in a lot of the solo movies.
Right. Oh, so he's back. He's reprising his role.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a Lando series, but then now he's got creative control, and I guess it's going to be a movie.
Well, I mean, like this is his.
I think that could be all right.
I mean, yeah, because he's the executive producer of this show. He seems very involved in it.
He's pretty fun to watch on screen.
Yeah.
He's very charismatic.
Yes.
He was good on Community as well.
So much so that I said to Mrs. Cheapy, I was like, I wonder what Maya, I don't know her last name. Wombat knows it. Maya
Erskine.
Yeah. He's like, I wonder what like her husband thinks because Donald Glover is like, isn't he like on like the sexiest men list usually like every year?
He's on your sexiest man.
I guess so,
obviously.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder like if her husband is jealous. And Mrs. Cheapy's like, oh, I'm sure. Like she knows she's an actress. I'm like, oh, I don't know. He's pretty charming. Anyway, so that show's very good. And I just finished watching the entire season of I'm a Virgo, which is also on Amazon Video. And that show is just fantastic. I can't recommend that show any higher. The director, Boots Riley, he's just like very creative. Like he basically like stuck in a message about capitalism in a fake superhero show. Like, I don't know. It's very creative and visually interesting to look at. And, I'm sure the budget was very low, but it makes me glad that there's all these fucking competing streaming services. So like they just make everything now. Like almost everything gets made. Cause probably like 5 years ago, stuff like this is just not going to be made anywhere. So check out I'm a Virgo. That's the show about the 13-foot young African-American man who's, I don't know, it's crazy. Check it out. I'm a Virgo. And we also started watching The Brother's Son, which is on Netflix. That's like an Asian mafia family show. It's like funny, but there's good fight scenes in it. I don't know. There's no genre. What's that genre? Like
action comedy?
Yeah, like really coordinated, like Hong Kong style fight scenes, but also like comic relief too. But also very violent, like gross. So and it's good. If you're looking for that, that's The Brother's Son. You will not be disappointed. And we also started watching Criminal Record, which is on Apple TV. I think maybe I mentioned that one already. That's a very good like crime thriller. So you should check that out. You guys aren't going to watch any of these shows.
No,
but the audience will.
Actually, I did look at The Brother's Son. I thought about watching that one.
It's good, but Mr.
and Mrs. Smith. Both of those I was going to watch.
It's good.
Both of those. They're on my list.
All right, good. There you go.
Yeah, but instead I watched the Run DMC documentary on Paramount Plus, which is a 3-episode documentary for some reason. It could have just been one.
Letter.
Yeah, one for each.
One for each of the rappers.
Yes. Yeah, one for Run, one for DMC, one for Jam Master Jay. Actually, that might have made more sense.
Turning that ass down, turntables might wobble, but they don't fall down.
It's a really good documentary. It was produced by Run and DMC, so it's a fairly sunny view of the two of them and their career and how important Run DMC is to the history of music and the world.
Are you looking for a different flavor of Run DMC documentary? Really?
No, really I'm not.
I
was saying
hard hitting.
Yeah. It's not like I'm saying, oh no, this is no. it's still very good, and you still are like, oh yeah, I forgot all about that. Oh yeah, look at that, I remember that, and all the things they did, and it's
Give me
when
one
you-
interesting detail because I don't know that. I feel like what am I missing from Run DMC? I feel like that was the first cassette tape I ever bought. By the way, was Raising Hell.
They were the first rap group to have a platinum album, and they had
Raising
I think,
Hell, probably
5 platinum albums in the 80s, which is a pretty impressive feat. Run's older brother is Russell Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Yep. You asked for facts. I'm
Okay.
trying to.
How much Aerosmith is in this documentary?
You know what? They're not in it at all, but they talk about. I didn't realize that they did that. Steven Tyler and Joe Perry were there for the recording, and that the 5 of them did it in the studio together. That it wasn't like a sample or recorded elsewhere. That they actually did.
Oh
do
yeah,
it.
yeah. It was a big deal for Aerosmith because they were like
They were dead in the water.
They were
yeah.
dead in the water. They were all had too many drug problems and there were too much fighting. And they
But I didn't
this.
realize. Yeah, I thought it was just. I always assumed it was just a sample or good production. I didn't
Did
realize
you not
that.
see the music video? They were there.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yes.
They were in 2
Exactly.
separate rooms,
Yeah.
and then
He breaks
it became
through.
one rule. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
puts
thought that
his
was
head
actually
in.
I thought that was actually very interesting that they were in the same room together when they actually recorded it. I think it's probably part of the reason why it did so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that they were they mixed rock and roll beats with their hip hop rhymes to be the first rock rap. They consider themselves the first rock rap band, and even they are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But they, always I think have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder that they didn't cross over like they thought they should have. Maybe.
I mean, I think they did pretty well.
I think
Yeah,
they did okay.
I think they did okay. And also they talk, obviously about the death of Jam Master Jay. And I didn't realize that DMC was really big into comic books. Like maybe to an unhealthy point into comic books. So
He was eating them. That's what was
yes,
unhealthy
he was
about it.
he was eating comic books. That's why it's very interesting. It's
Okay.
interesting. Mm-hmm.
That's where I came up with DMC at. His middle name was middle name, and then DC.
It's Daryl McDaniels. Sorry. Should I call him Daryl? Would that have been better?
No.
These rhymes are
Keep going.
Daryl and these burgers are Ronald's.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
That's okay. I'm not the king of rock. I'm sorry.
There is none higher. These sucker MCs, they call me sire. To burn my kingdom, you must use fire. Won't stop rapping till I retire.
So you should watch it.
I
How
lived
else
it.
would you burn a kingdom, really, though?
I don't napalm. All right. We got new releases.
Yes. Let's
There's nothing.
I mean-
anything. Oh, Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad is in the new releases.
And
Are we just
you're
gonna
playing it. Yeah, we should go right to that because people actually, the only feedback we got was is anybody playing fucking Suicide Squad?
Okay,
What's
so
the deal?
let's skip all the new releases and we're just going to go right into Suicide Squad. A game that I played a good amount of why I didn't watch much over the last week is I played a very large amount of Suicide Squad. I did not finish that game, not yet at least.
You should
I
mention
might.
that you got a review copy, unlike IGN.
I did get a review copy from our friends at Warner Brothers Games who were kind enough to send me the game, a couple of days, but I guess after the 30th, which I guess was the early release date, but before the actual release date, which was that Friday. Not that it matters. But I've been playing the game and it's it's not terrible. Like a lot of people are talking about how bad it is and how the game's just, it's bad. It's not bad. It's just not very good.
How
It's
does this compare to other Batman adjacent games? How does it rank?
It might be better than Gotham Knights in the sense that
That's strong right there. That
in the sense that it does have better pacing than Gotham Knights. I think Gotham Knights, when you had to go back to your Wayne Manor, and there was a little too much in between and setting up for the next mission. Suicide Squad, as Extreme 74 mentions in the comments, it can get a little repetitive. There's really 4 basic missions in Suicide Squad, and that's basically it. And all the enemies are essentially the same type of thing. It's like, oh, purple blobs. Let's go fight
Wait,
these
I thought
purple
we were killing the
blobs.
Justice League. What? How many
Eventually.
purple blobs? are in
You
the
have to
Justice
get
League?
like get yourself,
Blobbed up.
powerful enough to get to the Justice League. So I've killed the Flash in my game so
How
far.
could you?
Yeah. Yeah. So I killed the Flash. That's the only Justice League member I've killed. I'm close to being ready to go after the Green Lantern. And then I think after that is Batman and Superman. Not that it matters.
I've read a bunch of reviews of this game. They keep showing up in my Google News.
The
algorithms.
problem with the game is it's muddled in its own attempt at being unique. So you can choose between one of 4 characters: Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, King Shark, Harley Quinn.
What else you got?
That's all you got.
Joker's coming though.
Joker's coming. Each of the 4 characters has a unique traversal style in the open world. And
King Shark just flops around on the ground.
King Shark, yeah. Well, with King Shark, you can hold down the X button and L1 to do a super jump, and then when you jump, you hold R1 when you get close to the wall to hang on to the wall. Yeah, that's just King Shark, where it's this 2-button combo to switch to that 2-button combo, so you could do the thing to move, and it's. And then you switch to Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn, now you're hitting the button to grapple onto her drone. And then once you grapple...
Is this a Harley Quinn thing? Is she usually grappling on a drone?
No, she stole it. They try to explain it by saying she stole it from Batman. And then, yeah.
The iconic Harley Quinn drone
grapple swing, and then grapple onto a ledge of a building. And it doesn't work, and it's like, oh, and then you have to wait 3 seconds between each drone grapple, and her controls are by far the worst because there's too much time in between your ability to grapple. There's no reason to grapple everywhere, and it's slow. Deadshot just has a jetpack. Hold R1 for R1 for jetpack.
All right.
I like jetpacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm a Deadshot main.
Exactly.
Let's keep going.
No, it makes sense. Hold R1 for... Oh, I got to get to that roof right here. Oh, I'll be Deadshot. R1 for jetpack, going across the thing. But another problem with this game is you can't switch characters on the fly. You have to exit out of your game, switch your character, and then go back into your game, and that sucks a lot. And then there's Captain Boomerang, who stole a Speed Force glove so he can do flash moves.
Hey, this sucks.
And you hold down the button to make him run fast, and then but if you hold these 2 buttons at the same time, he runs a little bit faster for long. Oh,
you know what Shipwreck doesn't even know yet though? Wombat, I know just from reading the reviews and stuff. Wombat, tell Ship like how the combat works. Like
you shoot.
How is King Shark different than Deadshot?
There is no difference in combat. You hold the L1 button to aim.
You pick up a gun, use a gun,
L2 button to aim, and then you hold the R2 button to fire the gun that you're aiming. And that's it. And you push Y to switch your guns. And you could also push the R.
So Captain Boomerang is just
shooting guns.
Harley Quinn is
shooting guns.
Hammers, just shooting guns.
She
How
does.
about the shark?
Shooting guns. If you hit the melee button, they'll do a melee attack. But it's not their primary form of
guns.
Of combat. Guns. It's guns.
It's not their primary form of guns.
Yeah. The primary form of combat.
Are you playing like with other people online? Is that what this is?
I'm not. No. You could, but I'm not. I think this game is not.
Is it 4-player co-op, or is it like the last Batman adjacent game where it had 4 characters and you can only play 2?
No, it could be 4-player. It's 4-player co-op. Yeah.
But doesn't it just get to be like too much on the screen? If there's, imagine like, because I watched some video and it's like a lot going on. There's a lot of.
It's a little.
I feel
sloppy.
like with 4 players, it would be a lot going on.
I mean, you're in your own homes. It would be fine. I mean, there's 4 characters on. Even when you play alone,
stuff on the screen. I meant
when you play alone, the other 3 characters are bots. They're there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, I didn't realize you didn't know that. Yeah, no. The other 3 characters are there,
I feel like I don't know anything about this game other than
the other 3 characters are there, and they're
we
bots.
have another Batman adjacent game.
And it's just, and you're the Suicide Squad, and I think that's also part of why the game doesn't really work as well as it could, is because, as you said, it's Batman adjacent, where they could have retrofitted this as a Justice League game, and it might have worked a little bit better.
You know what's
and-
crazy
just
though?
making Batman games.
Yeah, Batman
Like,
games were
is there a
good.
rule? Is there a rule that like
Those first couple
I don't
Batman
know.
games did sold a lot, I feel, and they would still
Yeah.
continue to sell
And it's
more
been-
if they made more.
It's been a while. Like I feel like we've gotten like 3 Batman adjacent games.
Arkham Knight was the last Batman game.
Yeah,
You had that Gotham Imposters game too.
No,
was a thing.
God.
Oh, that doesn't count.
2015,
Yeah, that was bad.
almost
That-
10
that
years.
was-
Almost 10 years.
Yeah, no, I think a Batman game would be great. Ooh, my lights went off. Batman's in this game.
Right.
He's not
The-
dead this time.
No, he's not dead because you have to kill him.
Oh, okay, not dead yet, but he's gonna die differently. Than
He will
the
die
last
differently.
game.
Yeah.
So
mhm.
we're just Batman can't even be alive in these Batman adjacent games. We have to kill Batman in all of these.
Yeah, you have to either
Weird.
make him dead or evil to justify why you're not Batman. Right? And it's
How
you
hard
know,
is
the-
this? Why can't they just make a Batman game?
I don't know because the plot
Think
of
how good it would be
basically-
too. Like 10 years later, like with the with how good games are looking now,
You
like
know
that
what?
combat,
If
like
you-
it'd be crazy.
Let me posit to you the game the way that in a perfect world it could have been.
Pitch me on this game. I want
okay.
to be in the
You
pitch
can't.
room for this game.
I'm gonna pitch you on the game, but I'm gonna pitch you on the game as a Batman game as the same game. I'm gonna pitch you the same game I just described,
Yeah.
but as a Batman game.
Yeah.
So Brainiac has taken over Metropolis, and he has brainwashed members of the Justice League into doing his bidding and taking over the town with his hordes of evil robot duplicates. We'll say now it's in the game, it's different. Right now in the game, the things they're not robot duplicates, they were once real people that Brainiac turned into his minions, which is dumb. Just make them robots if you're going to do that, because it's not like there's any blood or guts or whatever. It's just nameless, faceless blobs. So let's just make them robots. You know why you just make them robot minions of Brainiac? Because now you could say Brainiac was able to mind wipe everybody except for Batman, because Batman knew this was coming and built himself a little earpiece so he prevent him from getting brain wiped by Brainiac. And now it is up to Batman to save the Justice League, recruit them to his team to help take on Brainiac and save Metropolis.
You're just
Would
reciting.
you-
You're just reciting a Lego Batman movie plot line.
Fine, but again, does that not sound like a game?
And it's a
This-
single player. It's a single player game, right?
It's and this is a single player game. And why not? Maybe you get
Yeah,
the
it sounds a
ability
lot
to-
better than this.
Doesn't that sound better? Doesn't that sound like more fun?
Definitely.
I feel like this is the equivalent of like Insomniac going, we don't want to make Spider-Man games. What we really think we want to make is a Sinister Six game.
Yeah, kinda. It's and in many ways, this is almost like someone told Rocksteady they needed to make a Spider-Man game because it's like, oh, big open metropolis with lots of swinging and open world and like it doesn't quite work. The characters, I mean, I know they're the Suicide Squad, they're bad guys. I get it, but they're not charismatic or likable. Like Captain Boomerang, at no point are you like, oh man, he sure is cool.
Like to have a pint with that guy.
Yeah, oh, that Captain Boomerang. I've always wanted to play a game as him. It's not going to happen. It doesn't happen.
Right.
Even Deadshot, who I generally like, after 20 minutes of being Deadshot, you're like, you know what? Deadshot, you know who Deadshot isn't? He's not Green Lantern. Like, even if you like, that could have been a unique way to do this. If it was a 4-player game, but it was, say, Batman, Green Lantern, Flash, and Wonder Woman. I don't think you could have done Superman in the game because it's a little. Because then it's
Weird
like,
to
well,
shoot guns as Superman.
yeah. Well, I don't. You wouldn't
Not as
even need to
Batman,
shoot.
though.
But see, if you do,
Batman loves guns.
Yeah, I
think,
saw that
think of it
Ben
this
Affleck
way
movie.
though, like Batman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and Flash would all have 4 unique fighting styles, and you wouldn't be able to lean heavily on. Oh yeah, they all just use guns, which they did in this game.
The most crazy thing is that Avengers game came out, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And
It did.
fucking bombed with like this, the Avengers, right? Like just like no one bigger.
This is very much. This is like that. Almost. It's the same story.
But
again,
with
yes.
people with characters who no one gives a shit about.
Yes.
And they just watched that game and they spent a fucking fortune making that game.
Yes.
And they watched that happen and they were like, yeah, Suicide Squad. Let's do this with Suicide Squad. That'll work.
But they made 2 Suicide Squad movies that didn't break even in the box office. Let's make a video game. I don't understand it either.
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand
they
it either.
Watched it happen. It was such a huge fucking... It was clearly like... had to be like the sort of the impetus for them to make this type of game. And when they saw it, the fucking thing failed so bad. Like it couldn't have really failed any harder. And they just like, well, yeah, let's just keep it going. Just keep making this pump it out. Crazy to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And again, there's a good game probably in there, but what's there now is
crazy talk.
It
I don't
feels
feel like enough people
at
are
its
even
best.
try this game though.
No, because it's fucking Suicide
yeah.
Squad. It's like, and they hear that it's
you can't play it in front of your kids
because Captain Boomerang
because it's
keeps
there's
talking about his cock.
basically. Yeah,
Mate.
you can't play this game in front of your kids. So you don't even get that. Like your son can't play this like he did Avengers.
Right, like
It's not
Avengers. Yeah, exactly. Like Avengers, like kids can play that pretty easily. Like
And it still fucking failed.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, so that game failed because they got greedy and stupid.
they just didn't have the
plan.
online portion of it was just not compelling.
Meanwhile,
This
they did manage, and the Avengers managed to make each character like different. Like it wasn't just everybody with guns.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about
I
that
know.
Avengers game. I don't think they missed the mark too badly, other than the whole like
Live service
trying to make
part.
it Destiny. Yeah, like out of it.
They made
Like,
2 mistakes with that game. One was obviously all the live service stuff, and also was they released the game. The characters didn't look enough like the characters to get a casual comic book fan or even a casual movie fan to just get it for that sole reason. Like Captain America didn't look like Captain America. He didn't have the helmet. He barely had the shield.
With they eventually you could buy the costumes that made him look like that.
Yeah, when they realized
Exactly.
nobody was buying the fucking game, they were like,
Well, no, they didn't have the characters look enough like the characters, so they could sell you the skins to make your characters look like the characters. And then when no one bought them, they started giving some of them away for free, and then that wasn't enough.
and then they give them all away for free,
They had to give them all away for free,
which is great now.
Yeah. When they could have just launched the game with, and you could play the Avengers who look like the Avengers.
Do these Suicide Squad people look like the Suicide Squad people from the movies?
They look like kind of like more like the movie. Yeah, they look like their movie versions. They don't look like their comic book versions. Those are skins you have to buy.
There's only 4 of them.
There is only 4 of them.
There were more than 4 of them in the movie.
In this game, there's only 4.
Only 4 in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
You know what? Peacemaker would have been a really good.
He's
I'm sure he's coming.
Kombat, right?
Yes, he's coming to Mortal Kombat. Yeah, he can do both.
Yep.
He got a lot of time.
He would have been, but at least it makes sense. That's a character who runs around using guns. Same with
How do you not have him as one of the mains?
Deadshot, Bloodsport's the other one, the Idris Elba one. He's another character that just runs around using guns.
That's fine though. If you're gonna have the guys, if that's what they're gonna be doing,
that use those characters,
characters.
Yeah,
but nobody wants. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, I don't know who wants this game. I don't know who it's for. That's the problem with this game is I don't know who it's for.
For people who are non-discriminating. With people with non-discriminating tastes.
You know what? It's like who I get it. Suicide Squad is it's an interesting comic book and it's cool and it's good. But it's also like it's like a diversion from things like, oh, I'm reading about the heroes. Oh, let's see these villains try to do good for 30 pages and then move on to I don't want to play a game as the bad guy. Even if it's a bad guy trying, doing the right thing, anti-hero, whatever nonsense they try to make it, at the end of the day, you're still like, I don't know, you're still a douchebag.
Right. Especially Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that works as well when you see Green Lantern in the game. You're like, why can't I be that guy?
Why do I have to kill him?
Yeah, why do I have to?
Why do I have to take this guy out of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been playing a game where the character isn't a douchebag, like the exact opposite of it.
What game? We'll
Like
move
a Dragon
on.
Infinite Wealth.
Oh, how is that?
It is. I mean, I'm enjoying it a lot, but I think definitely you can't just step into this one and enjoy it if you haven't played the first one, because I'm like 3 hours in, and Wombat, you would have skipped a lot of cutscenes at this point, like a lot of cutscenes. But I'm enjoying it, but I'm ready for it to like open up and start like letting me play the game a little bit. Like it's literally like I'm 3 hours in and I've fought maybe 10 battles. Something
That's the
something
problem
along
with
those
that
lines.
game. That game, especially if you're playing it late at night, like you're gonna fall asleep.
I only dozed once in the first 2.5 hours that I played it, and that was I mean it was pretty late when I dozed off, but it's really good. Like all the characters are just so good still, and I'm still in Japan, so I'm still visiting a lot of the same places that I like am familiar with from the first game. So I think I'm guessing I'm probably close to where something happens to where he ends up in Hawaii.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't know. It's fun. It's a fun game.
Sure.
Like there's just crazy stuff going on. The characters are just entertaining to watch because the acting is so good because they're all based off of real actors, right? So I'm looking forward to putting another 100 hours or so into this ridiculous game. I went to the love shop. My Ichiban has a huge vibrator right now as his weapon. I got white underwear for everybody for their armor. It's going very well for my team right now.
That's good.
Yes, we're very excited about it here because Mrs. Shipwreck likes watching this game too, just because.
Okay.
I don't know, it's got a lot of personality. There's not many games that have this level of personality to
Right.
them.
And the comedy works like more often than it doesn't, which
It
most
does.
games are not like. It's usually like the opposite.
Right. And a lot of that is just like the Ichiban character. He's just so likable. Like he's just
He's a good
so
guy.
like, out there. Yeah, he's a good guy. Wants to help people, but at the same time, just like over the top. Like,
Right.
it's good. It's really good. I'm glad it's more of. It makes me like. I don't know. It makes me like games. I don't need to have like these games like Suicide Squad and things. It's like this is just like a chore that you're trying to get money out of me. Like a Dragon's trying to get some money out of you too.
Just once.
Is it like the whole, well, but it has like it's weird that it has New Game Plus is like something that you can buy like after you finish the
That's
game.
weird.
That's weird.
I haven't heard of that before.
No, I think this might be the first like major instance of this. I don't know. But like I'm also looking at it going like I don't know. That'll be 100 hours away before like I'm even like considering buying that.
You'll never get there.
Right. And then it has like your basic like I don't know. You can buy like different outfits and
I think it
type of stuff.
as with any product or service, if you're enjoying the product or service and there's something you can add on to that product or service that you're of something that you're enjoying, it doesn't feel like you're being used and abused by the game.
Right.
When a game doesn't have something that you're enjoying, when they try to sell you something on top of it, it almost feels insulting. It's like, oh, are you enjoying your shit sandwich? Would you like some shit cream on top of your shit sandwich? It's only $1 more.
How about a Superman costume for King Shark?
Exactly. Like, oh, yeah.
That's the thing. I saw the
Isn't
picture.
it actually a thing?
Yeah,
Did
it
you
is.
dress the characters up like?
Yeah.
I have
Justice
those
League?
costumes too.
Oh my god.
That came with my version of the game. Yes,
Nice.
my I could dress my Deadshot up like Batman, but he's not Batman. He's just Deadshot with
So
bad
close. They
ears.
were so close.
You
Yeah.
almost cracked the code here.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's yeah. So but it's funny because I think that like goes such a long way. Where as someone who plays a game that's microtransaction the game,
Mm-hmm.
I never feel like, oh, I can't believe they're charging for these things. Even when they do charge for stupid things, because then again, I also never feel obligated to buy anything. So it's that balance There's a
I've
balance.
been playing some of that stupid game.
I know you've been playing some Fortnite.
I have, because
Why?
my son, well, he wanted to play some of the Lego Fortnite, and Lego Fortnite was down when he tried to play it. And so
Hey, that's not your fault.
And then he's like, I'm like, I don't know, try normal Fortnite, see if that's working. So he tried that, and I don't know, his first game or second game, one of his first games, he got a what are these things called?
Victory Royale.
Victory Royale.
Yeah.
That's what these things are.
Yeah.
He got that. And it wasn't against the bots, because I had played like
It's always against the bots.
Well, it wasn't a complete room of bots. It wasn't like when you first start playing, because I had played like enough games to where it was against real people, because he's playing on my account. So we had some V-Bucks. I don't know, how do these things work? We had some V-Bucks, and then I'm like, okay, I'll buy you one battle pass, because we were close to having enough for the next battle pass. And so he played that and unlocked. He's got like, I don't know, he's got a couple Solid Snake characters now.
Oh, cool.
He doesn't know who they are. He just plays. He doesn't care about unlocking any of the crap, because he's just playing his Firefly from G.I. Joe, which is Havoc. One of the main characters, like just the most bland character you can have in Fortnite is who he likes playing as.
And you can't get that skin anymore. It's a rare skin, so that is not for sale.
How does he have it?
You got it. It was free with Amazon Prime.
Okay.
When Fortnite first came out.
Oof.
Chip, you know how like whenever anything comes out that's for free that you can get, you get it? That's
not anymore. Not anymore. I don't. But that's how I got it.
Back in the day.
Thank goodness.
That's the reason why I have it too. Because I wasn't playing Fortnite when it was out either. But I was like, oh, Prime Gaming, click.
Right. So
click.
So we played some of it, and like we were playing like I was playing on my wife's account, and he was playing on his account, so we could like play at the same time and be on the same teams and everything. And he's fine at it. But then the funny thing is, like, he started seeing like Star Wars characters running around, right? So he's like, I don't want to play this. Let's play Battlefront. So now he's just gotten really back into Battlefront 2. And I'm perfectly happy with that.
That works.
Yes. So
I played around with your son and we won. So
you did.
That's worth mentioning.
I told you always win. That's the key with Fortnite.
Yep.
Everybody wins.
They do a good job of trying to get people to win, which is good because it gets you to keep playing, because you're like, oh, I won, I'm good. And then you'll play against like all sorts of real people, and then you won't be good. But that's okay.
It's a scam.
Is that a scam? I don't think that's a scam.
Dash revived Wombat twice during that round. Wombat had more kills than he did.
Sure.
But...
Cool. Teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was good. It was good.
He was my healer. It worked very well.
At one point, he said, "There's a guy at 10 o'clock,"
and there was a guy.
There was a guy at 10 o'clock. I have no idea. Like, he was just. I think he was just yelling out random times a day, because I don't think he knows. Like, he doesn't know how to tell time, so I have no idea how he would know where 10 o'clock was. But he was right there. Wombat turned and shot him.
Mm-hmm.
But
my man,
we had a good time. It was fun.
Yeah. Right. So we'll see if he sticks with that.
You know, there's some big Fortnite news that might get him interested in it.
What's this?
So Disney, the Walt Disney Corporation, they made a $1.5 billion investment into Epic Games to create a persistent Disney, we'll say a Disney World or maybe a Disneyland in Fortnite.
Just like Lego did.
Just like Lego did. They're spending the same amount of money to make what I've been calling Disney Infinity 4.0. Yeah, it's coming. It's a deal with all of their major properties, including Star Wars and Marvel and Pixar and Disney. And they're going to make some sort of, they posted a picture of what I guess an artist rendering of what the general map is going to be. It's going to be pretty crazy. They say probably not until next year. Maybe they'll do like what they did.
And is everybody just going to be shooting each other with guns?
I don't know what the Disney stuff is going to be.
Building houses, just like Lego.
It's a separate game mode on its own, I mean, again, I'm thinking
Another
maybe
game
like,
mode on this thing.
yep, it's going to be another game within the game, and it's going to be the Disney game.
If they just build like all the worlds, and then you can just bring your characters in the world and just dance.
Yes, that's
They should do that.
that's
Don't even need to make a game.
That's probably yes.
That'd be good.
That's
Like,
I think,
and let RoboCop come too.
yeah. I think you'll probably be able to use any character you want in this,
In
like
Disney
the other
World?
stuff in Disney World. Very interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that
I don't
Sure,
know what
I'll
it's
give it
going to
a try.
be.
I
It's
tried
going
the
to
music
be
game out. I did not like the music game.
no. The music game was bad. The music game also didn't cost $1.5 billion. So I have a feeling that Epic paid significantly less for harmonics than Disney's investing to make a Disney game. What I'm interested to see is what they do with all of these cluttered creative maps that litter the home screen.
I don't know what any of that crap is. We were on
Yeah.
there. It's like, what is all this? I'm like, I don't
The
know.
player made crap.
The player made
It
garbage.
looks like crap.
It does. It
Crap.
does. I don't like it. You look at this game and you look at there's the 4 basic battle royale modes that will have on a bad night 1.5 to 2 million people, concurrent players, which is a ridiculous number for a video game. And then it's like, why dilute it with these creative maps that, it's, I think like 99% of them never get played. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I don't know. I think I could see Disney being like, you got to clean this shit up.
Right.
We need people to turn this thing on, and the first thing they see is Disney, and then your thing. So
Yeah, like sometimes I turn it on and it's like it's not intuitive where Battle Royale is.
yeah,
Like I have to like look around to find like where Battle Royale is at.
Mhm.
Crazy.
And it should be the default thing on top. Should be the you can find the
It should be the
thing where
4
it says-
things. The
Yeah,
4
it should-
games. Just show me the
it's-
4 games I can play.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, and they should be right on top, and they should be locked there, and there shouldn't be any creative mishigas in there. But anyway, and it's more like 5 things.
When's this thing gonna bust?
What, Fortnite?
Yeah.
Never.
It's gonna crater and burn sometime. There's just not like
I don't know. Again, this is something. 2 million concurrent players on a random weekday.
I know, but something's gonna come along and people are gonna shift to it.
Well, that's why they keep making all these big deals with Lego and Disney. They're
trying to make
it's like
this
they're
its
like
own
reinforcing the
console.
fucking castle.
Yeah.
I know, but I don't know that it's gonna.
It's very interesting. I mean, yes, Lego Fortnite at this point has, on a good night, will have maybe 100,000 people, but it's going to be less than that.
Right, it's gonna keep dwindling.
Yeah, that
Like,
number is not going up. So it's, but the main battle royale modes, those aren't going away. Those are going fine. Those numbers are not going down. Those numbers
Right,
are
I
only
just
going
think
up.
there's gonna be something that comes along and carves out a section of this to something to something else.
I think it would have to be whatever the next thing
Metaverse
is.
thing, fake metaverse thing. When it
I
has
don't
all
e-
these
I don't- I
licensed
don't even
properties.
know. I didn't know what battle royale was until there was battle
Yeah,
royale.
I don't think it needs to
So
be
I don't-
battle royale. It's
I
Right.
don't know
it's
what the
something else,
next.
right?
I don't know what the next thing is going. Because if I did know what the next thing is going to be, I wouldn't say it on this podcast.
Where would you say it?
I don't know. Maybe offline, I'd be like, guys, the
What?
next thing.
And then
Guys,
what are we gonna do
dial
with that?
dial 1-900-WOMBAT and you'll hear
I
my
know.
sexy
Here's-
secrets on the next thing.
Here's what the next big thing in gaming is going to be. It's going to be, and then I don't know. Then you got
Major Nelson's new game.
yeah, Midwest Christian Bible Study.
All right, we got to talk about the big story of the week, which is that it looks like Microsoft is going to be bringing its beloved franchises to PlayStation and elsewhere.
I don't know.
You don't think
So
that's what the announcement's going to be?
No, I don't. Here's what what I thought long and hard about this.
Really? I didn't.
Yes.
Okay.
No. Well, this is the what I came to in my contemplation on this situation.
Yeah.
It does not affect my life in any way at all. Whatever decision they do and whatever it is they do.
Well, that's for sure.
So whatever. Is that fair?
I mean, sure, but there's a lot of people who they have a
Yeah,
very
they're
strong
wrong.
emotional relationship with their Xbox.
They're literally 100% wrong. Anyone who acts like this is like important to their lives, unless it is like their actual jobs and it affects like how they feed their family.
Right.
If Halo on PlayStation 5 doesn't affect how you feed your family, then you have nothing to complain about.
But if it helps me feed my family,
then you should be celebrating this, right?
You know what?
Know. We'll see. We'll see.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me.
No, you're right.
You're
You're not wrong. For sure.
Wrong.
For us, it doesn't matter. But it's little like it's kind of weird that they just spent all this money. Well, I mean, it doesn't really. I mean, maybe they feel like this is the way that they're going to make their money back. They
spent all this money that they did not make back. They got to find a way to get people to care about Halo again, because no one on the Xbox does. Which again, anyone who's complaining that their exclusives are going away, the only person they need to point their finger at is probably themselves. Play more Halo. Stop playing Fortnite. Play Halo. But no one wants to do that because Fortnite's a better game.
Because they didn't make a battle royale mode.
I don't know if Fortnite's a better game than Halo.
Yeah.
No, come on. The latest Halo is fucking. That was a weak effort.
Well, it's not supported well like Fortnite is.
Yeah.
Like the actual shooting in Halo is better than what's in Fortnite.
Well, yeah, but like they've made 70 billion of them over so many years. Okay, I may have exaggerated the number a little bit, but they do have the shooting down. But it's like
I don't. The part of this
it's not
interesting
enough.
Is like what does this do to like the Xbox ecosystem of like we have all these games that we own, right? Like that's the worrisome part of any of this is like okay, we have all these games that we built this library up of on digital, right? Like we have all these
all your digital games. Well, that's just it, is that your Microsoft needs to still own its ecosystem, I think would be, the important thing for them is, the idea of Game Pass and the digital ecosystem.
And Game Pass and the digital ecosystem are two different things.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, are you guys assuming that there's not going to be any more Xbox consoles? Because I don't know why.
I'm not assuming that, but it definitely begs a question of like how invested are they going to be in a hardware business?
I guess the question is, are they
getting all their sales off of Game Pass? Like they're not going to have that store is not going to exist on PlayStation, right? Like where I own all my content. It's not going to be on PlayStation. It's not going to be on Nintendo.
You don't think Game Pass could be there?
Game Pass could, but that's different than
right. I understand the digital content that you've bought.
The digital content part is
and there's no guarantee that it'll be day one stuff on the PlayStation the way it'll be day one on the Xbox, which I could also see being a thing. I could see them definitely in the next console cycle getting rid of disk drives altogether and going a pure digital.
Sure.
Going pure digital.
Sure.
I could see that being a thing.
I don't see them getting out of the console. I don't see them getting out of the console.
No,
business.
I mean, I don't know. Are they making a profit on their consoles currently? Do we know?
Well, people have to buy them.
Well,
people have to buy them. Yes.
But how many do people have to buy? I mean, I own one. You own one.
I bought two.
Yeah.
Does that help?
I also own two.
Can you buy a few more? Like 5,000 more?
And it's the other little things like controllers.
Tell your friends.
They like controllers. Xbox is not shy about putting out controllers.
Controllers and headsets and that kind of bullshit.
I think there's value to the Microsoft brand to have the Xbox brand, and to sell the Xbox hardware in stores is space in a store that has Microsoft's branding, squared off.
But
there's value to that.
There's value to it.
There's that much value.
Are you confident that they're going to make a console that's competitive with a PlayStation?
Well, that's the problem, and that's why they're not selling as many PlayStation, because people are not confident.
So are you going to spend all that money to develop a console that's actually competitive with PlayStation? Because right now
they're going digital streaming console.
Right now, like
not streaming. I don't think they would ever do streaming.
It's neck and neck, like hardware wise, right? Like if you look at what a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox, like they're basically spitting out the same stuff. I'm sure
more or less. Yeah.
There's instances of like
outliers. Games. Sure.
Yeah, but if they are trying to compete on the hardware level,
It's hard.
Like it's hard to justify buying that hardware, and then all of your digital purchases are kind of in limbo that you've accumulated, which has been their strength, right? Is like, hey, all your stuff going back to Xbox as much as we can, like the original Xbox, we've made it backwards compatible.
Yeah, I think I think continuing that is a smart idea. I think it keeps people in their ecosystem. It gets people to keep subscribing to Game Pass. It keeps people buying their Xbox controllers. And again, it just keeps people on that Xbox console, which I think is great. I think if Microsoft is going to start bringing their exclusives to PlayStation, I think it would be great if there was some quid pro quo in that. Maybe there's a PlayStation exclusive that comes to Xbox. I don't know what
MLB The Show.
Again, there is precedence for it. So but could
Were they
it
forced
be
to do that though? Because it was something to do with like
the
MLB
Major League Baseball?
exclusive-
Yeah.
yeah.
I think, but if you told me that, Microsoft is bringing Halo to the PlayStation, and then 6 months from now we find out that, I don't know, Horizon is coming to the Xbox.
Why would Sony do that?
I would be surprised.
Because why not? Because there's money
Sure,
to
let's
be
get
made
Mario
there.
on Xbox too. Sounds great. Let's do it.
Because I don't think Horizon's as big a game as God of War, and I think it would breathe some life into a franchise that I don't think people really that
they would rather not sell. I don't know. They don't want Microsoft to make money off of their games, even like the whatever percentage
they came
make.
to PC. I think that's as far as
right.
they go.
That seems.
I don't know.
That was pretty. Bold. I thought.
If it could go one way, it could definitely go two ways. That's all I'm saying. And I would,
Yeah.
I don't think it would be God of War.
Leader, though,
I don't think it would be
out the other guy.
I don't. Well, then why Microsoft is doing? Why would Microsoft do it then? For your same argument,
because they're trying to. That's been their position for quite a while of like trying to get their Game Pass and everything and their things on other consoles. Like they've tried this for a while, just not to this potential extent that they're getting ready to go down. Right? Like they've been the like, hey, we're the friendly company that wants to play with everybody, because guess what? We're the third place company that wants part. Like, yes, right. Would they like to have stuff on the Nintendo console? Of course. Like, would they like to have stuff on the PlayStation? Of course. But does Nintendo and Sony want to have stuff on the Xbox? They don't care.
Well, that's just it. You're saying they don't care.
They don't. If they cared, you think if Nintendo came and said like, hey, we want to put Zelda on Xbox, Microsoft, are you right?
No, no one's going to say it. Of course, that's not going to happen. I'm saying, do you think as part of this negotiation, if we bring Halo to your PlayStation console, we're going to bring Halo?
Sony doesn't care.
Why do you think it's a negotiation?
It's definitely a negotiation.
But Sony has all the leverage and power, right. So it's not much of a negotiation. It's a negotiation from.
I think. I mean, you tell me Starfield is going to PlayStation. I don't think Xbox has any room to negotiate. If you're saying that they're bringing Halo to PlayStation, I think there's room to negotiate, unless you think Halo really doesn't have any value outside of. Is that what we're? I
think Halo lost a lot of its appeal over the last few years, for sure.
Because what you guys are saying is that Halo has no value.
No, there's
got value, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't change the bar at all for Sony.
Right, it's not helping them.
It has value as an Xbox exclusive, but it doesn't.
But it's not going to be an Xbox exclusive.
Well, you don't know that,
right?
Well, we don't know that.
Right now, it's they're talking about Hi-Fi Rush and
Hi-Fi Rush and Starfield. You want to bring those to PlayStation? That makes perfect sense to me.
Right? Like that.
Whatever.
We're not talking about bringing Forza.
Those are garbage games.
To PlayStation, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Starfield, they spent a lot of money to get that game, and
and
I don't think it lived up to expectations.
No, that game is not very good. So
nobody's talking about that game anymore.
No one's talking. That's what I'm saying. I don't think anyone's talking about Horizon anymore either. And you guys looked at me like I had 17 heads.
But it's not going to move the needle on Xbox either, though. Like Horizon,
I think it would move the needle in the way that it would be good press and it would sell some copies.
Xbox has Recore; they're doing fine.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Fine.
I don't think saying Horizon is some crazy thing. I didn't say God of War. I didn't say Spider-Man. I
I know,
didn't even
but
say
what's
Ratchet and
the-
Clank. I said Horizon, which is as games go, fine. That's how I would describe that
No,
game. That
come
game
on.
is
That's a good game.
that game is just fine.
All right.
Yeah. I'm
That's
gonna hit
enough
a
show.
robot.
Too much. No, you're not going to get
robot
any.
You gotta save
dinosaur
some for
with a
next
stick.
week when we actually know what the news is.
Yes. We did enough speculation, I feel.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like we already established, it does not matter.
Right. It's interesting though.
It is interesting
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
fun to talk about.
Yes,
but
yes.
but
We'll all be
whatever
fine.
happens
We'll all be
either way,
fine. We'll all be fine.
fine.
And I still believe that if they just made that Halo Battle Royale, we wouldn't be in this position.
I don't
Xbox.
agree. I don't agree with that at all.
So
I
close.
still don't agree. What they should have done is made a deal with Fortnite to put Halo mode in Fortnite, and then it would be
Put Fortnite in Halo.
something.
Get RoboCop in there.
Dasho also saw Master Chief in Fortnite and then wanted to play Halo.
Yeah,
That's a really weird game that it's got all these things to just remind him that he wants to play other games rather than Fortnite.
Third-person shooter is not as good as first-person shooter, in my opinion. Maybe Dash's too.
I like third person.
I think you're probably right.
I like third person better.
Sure.
I don't know.
All right, that's enough show. That's a lot of show. Too much show, maybe. We don't
Mhm.
have time for any of these other
Oh
items.
man,
that
I
we
gotta
have.
get up early tomorrow. It's late. Okay.
Fuck. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week to talk about all this big Xbox, PlayStation thing. What day of week is that? Do we know? It says
Did they say a date?
no, next week.
Next week. Official date next week once we figure it all out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Look, I'm sure Microsoft wants to make money. They're going to do whatever they announce. It's whatever they think is going to make them the most money. We can all agree on, because that's what they do. All right, guys. See you next week.
Bread's done.